All right, peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum, shalom, family. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video today. And thank you all for watching us who will be in here watching live. We ask that you like, subscribe, and share. Help us get our numbers back up where they were prior to us being terminated. Today's topic is if we must die. If we must die. If we must die. Now, one of the things we talked about yesterday of how these crackers are moving to have a constitutional amendment. They're going to change the Constitution. And a lot of the things that they're doing, talked about the debt, talked about their ability to say you can do this, you can do that. They want more states' rights. They want more state sovereignty. They want the states to be able to dictate. Now, some of us may say, well, ain't nothing wrong with that. What's wrong with states' rights? You whistle is always the dog whistle to we. That's the modus operandi to states' rights. If you look at Ronald Reagan, all of these Republicans that were damn sure no good to us, they always cried states' rights, especially in the South. States' rights, states' rights. Peace and blessings, Melon Cap. Always they cried states' rights. And we have to understand when they're crying states' rights, they're saying we got to put these niggas in their place. These niggas don't think that they done got to be uppity niggas, and we're going to do what we want to do. Now, in this convention of the states that we talked about yesterday, where these people are getting together to redo the Constitution, if you look down the list of those, and we're going to do a longer live on Saturday, because I'm going to go into this document and show you the people who have sponsored it, who have backed it, who are out there saying, yes, this is what we need to do. And those people, these crackers and coon ass niggas, like Sheriff David Clark, who said Tamir Rice is dead, and the cop who killed him did nothing wrong. He's the same one who said, uh, what is the brother? I can't recall the brother's name right now, but who was living in the gated community. His dad was living in a gated community, and he got killed by Zimmerman. He said his death, not Tamir. He said his death was no problem. He always comes out and he says anybody that the cops kill, Mike Brown, that those killings were justifiable. A lot of these people who say they're okay with this new agenda are not people that like black people. They're not people who want good things for black people. They're not. But these are the people who are calling for a new U.S. Constitution that limits the power of the federal government and enhances the power of states government and enhances liberty. Now, what you got to know that liberty is a good thing, right? But but when you're dealing with a people who don't like you, don't regard you or your children as human beings, liberty is a very dangerous concept. It is a very dangerous concept because it means that they can kill your ass whenever the hell that they want to. They can disenfranchise you. They can take away your rights. They can do any damn thing that they want to because they have the liberty to do it. Now, if y'all remember when they asked Rand Paul about liberty and slavery, because Rand Paul was against the federal government putting an end to slavery. He said that was against states' rights. That was against states' rights, and it was against personal liberty. So they say, well, if the federal government did not put an end to slavery, how would it have ended? What would have to be done for slavery to be ended if the federal government was in error for ending it? Rand Paul said, well, it would have ended on its own. Eventually, it would have ran its course and slavery would have been over. Are you satisfied? Would you accept that as an answer? Because what do we know about these crackers? We know they don't pay you what you deserve now. We know that right now they don't pay you right. But if the federal government would have said, okay, we're gonna leave slavery alone and just let the natural process of time take care of it, that ain't gonna work for us. That ain't gonna benefit us. That ain't gonna help us. Because we would be still in slavery today. And in fact, you are still enslaved today. You're just a different type of slave today. There's a different type of slavery today. So their minds, they're thinking, no, we're going to keep these niggas as our slaves. And this is still their thinking. That's why you cannot get a living wage done. They need free labor. Before the minimum wage, right? Before FDR came out with the minimum wage, there was a lot of black people working, but we was getting paid pence. We were getting paid pence. But when FDR passed the minimum wage, which was not targeted to help you, he didn't do that for you because there was many white folk not working because they could pay us pennies. And FDR passed the minimum wage and say, hey, look, you as an employer, you gotta pay these people this amount at the minimum. Then FDR knew that their thinking is, well, shit, if I gotta pay you $2 as a minimum wage, I don't want to pay no nigga. I might as well pay my white brother. Might as well pay my white cousin. And then their economics began to rise. Ours didn't. We were still in this little boat because we lost the jobs. We lost the jobs that we had at first. It raised their economic, so they were able to go out and buy houses. They were out and get loans. But they weren't able to do it in because the motherfuckers wasn't working. They were the unemployed, not you. So FDR had to switch it. When we got out of slavery, I'll tell you, every advancement of the rich cracker and the poor cracker came because of us. Came because, do you know that when we got out of slavery, one of the first institution that we set up, it wasn't the church, the first institution was the that we set up because we knew that we gotta teach our children. We knew that. Now, white folk, they didn't have no goddamn schools. The poor whites, they didn't have no schools. But that was the first institution that we set up. We knew that we had to school our children. So that's what we set out to do, to create schooling so that we can have schools for our children. Now, the cracker free all this time. They never set up schools. The rich cracker set up schools for their children. They said, the hell with the poor cracker. We ain't educating them. But we knew that we got to educate our own. So the first institution was our schools. Then the federal government say, okay, well, we sending money to allocate to pay for schools. They said, well, wait a minute. If we're help paying for the Negro school, we got to create schools for the white ones. So that's how they started going to school. So if it wasn't for you, if it wasn't for me, if it wasn't for us, they would have never begun getting educated. But because we knew what our responsibility was to our own, then they looked and said, okay, we got to get an education. Every advancement that the rich or the poor cracker made was because of us. You know, ifs, ands, and buts about it. It was because of us. And you got to know your history. And don't be ashamed of your history. Because your history just don't start as being a slave in America. You got to realize this. Every gain that they have gotten is ill-gotten gain, right? It's gain. They protect their thievery. They protect their thievery because it is through their thievery that their wealth continues. Because again, if they were left to their own whereabouts, their own thinking, they wouldn't be able to make it. They can't compete. That's why they never want you to be on an even playing field. They don't want it like that. You're on an uneven playing field and you're still catching up to outdo them. And it fucks their mind up so much so That's why they yell out, "You will not replace us. You will not replace us." Because their ego, their mental outlook says your ass about to be replaced. Because you're not as smart and as industrious as you were thought to be. Your ancestors lied to you, and you were riding that wave. And all of a sudden that wave start going down, start going out. Because you're full of shit in the beginning. Now, this poem called "If We Must Die," we got to understand. Because just like in 1919, when these crackers came back from World War I, and when they left, neighborhoods were segregated. You know, they didn't see a lot of black upliftment. But when they came back, they saw black people doing well. They saw black people moving, black people being industrious, black people having money. Now they come back from the war, they ain't got no job. They ain't got no money. Their wives got money. So here these crackers walking around with the thought, I ain't got shit. And these niggas got shit. They got more than what I got. And like a switch flipped in their brain. And murder became the case. And blood began to flow. Up in Detroit, there's a island where you could, go by boat or swim to the island. These bastards put a line up to segregate the water in the ocean or river, whatever it is, segregate the water. And the brother was swimming, 13 years old. He was swimming under the water and came up for air, but on the wrong side of that line. And they begin to throw bricks at him and hitting him in his head and throw bottles at him. And they hit him with so much, 13 years old, and they drowned him. He drowned and died. Then they went on their killing spree into our communities to kill us. The Red Summer that went from April to November, but they only say summer, and it was longer than the summer. But If We Must Die, a poem by Claude McKay, and we need to understand, because we're about to face a red summer. There's a reason why you can't find ammunition. There's a shortage of ammo in America today. There's a reason why these crackers are going out and getting all of these weapons. See, we wasn't alive when the cracker was in full death mode, full kill mode, where they had the wings fully expanded like the bird of prey, looking for their target. We wasn't alive then. Well, most of us wasn't alive then. But we about to experience. They've been telling us for years, race war, race war, race war. We're going to kill these niggas. And we walking around oblivious to what they're doing. We walking around oblivious to what they're saying, but they're moving to make sure that what they call the natural order of things is not changed. That's why our work in Mississippi is just so important, that we got to take power. But Claude McKay, he says, if we must die, let it not be like hogs, hunted and pinned in an inglorious spot, while round us bark the mad and hungry dogs. This brother was describing perfectly how the cracker does us. They hunt you. Nigga this, nigga that, and looking for you and whooping on you. Mad hungry dog. Can't wait to get into your flesh. Making their mark at our accused lives. If we must die, oh, let us nobly die, so that our precious blood may not be shed in vain. So that our precious blood may not shed in vain. Tamir Rice, Mike Brown, Sandra Bland, all of their blood was shed in vain. All of their blood was shed in vain. George Floyd brother say, our brother George's death changed America. No, it didn't. George Floyd brother's death didn't change America. America is the same old den of death that it's always been. George Floyd's death didn't change America. When you understand that your life, your living must not be in vain. See, it's like you get a woman, you get a man, and you understand that you love this person and you sacrifice for this person. Then all of a sudden the person wake up one morning and say, I don't want you no more. Then you look and you say, all that we've been through was in vain. All that we've been through was for nothing. They died, they were killed, and a damn thing changed. Ain't nothing changed because we accept it. We didn't go on no hunting party and round their ass up and kill them. We didn't tell them. See, this is why you gotta die and then go do it. We cried it away. We prayed it away. We forgave it away. And every time we do that, we make it even more dangerous for the next black person because we pump up the ego of the cracker. Because they say, yeah, I killed that nigga and got away with it. So that our precious blood may not be shed in vain. Then even the monsters we defy shall be constrained to honor us, though dead. So the brothers say, look, they come with us, we fight them back, we kill them back, we give them every goddamn thing that they came to give us. And even if we die, they will say, oh shit, they gave us a hell of a fight. They really put it on. Yeah, because they will respect. They will respect the point that you fought them back, that you whooped their ass, that you did kill them. O kinsmen, we must meet the common foe. Though far outnumbered, let us show brave, and for the thousand blows, deal one death blow. What though before us lies the open grave? Like men, we'll face the murderous, cowardly pack, pressed to the wall, dying, but fighting back. Even though we're outnumbered. Brother says, even though our backs is pressed to the wall, we will fight back. Now, he wrote this in 1919, in July, during the so-called Red Summer, while these motherfuckers were on their march city to city, killing you where they find you. And he is saying, fight back, stop running, stop screaming, stop crying. Even though we may be outnumbered, fight these motherfuckers everywhere you find them. Stop running from them. They coming to take your life. God damn it, you fight with everything that you have, because your life is precious. So understanding that these no good motherfuckers are trying to change the Constitution and take away the rights that you have. What is left? What is left? You gonna lay down and let them march right over you? You gonna lay down and let them continue to go and kill you? You gonna lay down? Or you gonna be a man? Are you gonna be a man? We can't be no punctified people. We gotta come out of this foolishness. We gotta come out of the foolishness. See, people want to talk this bullshit and ignore the real shit that's going on that threatens your very life every damn day. When you understand that these motherfuckers have a natural hatred for you, for your children, and you understand that they are plotting and planning your death while you out here smoking and drinking and playing the fool. While you playing the fool, they're setting up the destruction of us as a people because they're at a zero population growth. And they hate you. You ain't did nothing for them to hate you. You've been glorious. You've been magnanimous to them. You served them. And how do they repay your love that you offer to them? Let's kill them. Let's take away every little right that they got. Let's regulate them. Because if we don't regulate them, they're going to take power from us. They're going to take power from us, and then their babies gonna rule our babies. That's the mentality. I had this crack. I was in a meeting the other day. I tell you, this weather is crazy because it was 22 degrees up here yesterday, and today is up in the 40s. So I am burning up. I didn't come out the house dressed appropriately. But these demons, we were in a meeting, a political meeting the other day, and I was talking about what we're doing in Mississippi. And the cracker was on my every word. Now, some black people in the audience in the meeting, didn't like it because what I was saying was breaking away from the cracker. From the cracker. They didn't like it. So, but the cracker in there say, this nigga know what he talking about. And he stood up and told me, said, if I was black, I would follow him. I would listen to him because he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about. You can continue the dream with the Democratic Party if you want, but we as liberals, now this is the cracker talking. We as liberals, we understand that change got to be made. And the only realistic change is what Mr. Muhammad is talking about. So whatever I need to do to make Mr. Muhammad successful in Mississippi, I'm going to make sure I do it. And he turned to me and he said, so Mr. Muhammad, whatever me and my organization can do, we going to do it. And I'm thinking to myself, the hell you will. You ain't getting close to me. You ain't getting next to me. And he been calling my phone. He done called me like over 7 times, probably close to 10 to 15 times, and I never answered the call. Because he knows through me is their death. He knows that. See, all y'all that was bullshitting on Mississippi. Oh, this is a pipe dream. The cracker recognized that we are telling the truth. The cracker recognized that. They recognize it. They understand it. But you don't understand it. But you better understand it because these motherfuckers are coming. They coming. That's why they're trying to change it. I'm telling you, when Saturday comes, we're going to do this program. And I'm going to show you the map and how these motherfuckers have been working to undo the little advances that we have made. They coming to take away your voting rights. For real, for real. When they say states' rights, and that's what they saying, that has never meant anything good for black people. They coming. And you don't have no reality to compete with it. You ain't got no helper. Because the Democrats knew what these fuckers were doing, and they never opened their mouth and told you shit about it. They didn't tell you nothing because they're in agreement. They don't want their babies to be controlled by you. They don't want you to be over their baby. They don't want that. This is about power and controlling power. You better find some strength somewhere because these crackers understand. And the minute that these regular po-dank crackers understand that shit ain't nothing getting better, they take into the street and they're hunting you down. And we better be prepared. That's why I've always said, well, when you come to Mississippi and you come us that way, we're going to fill your ass with body bags. We ain't running a goddamn place. Because what was is about to happen all over again. You going to know, we going to know the real deal with these crackers. They ain't playing with us. And we better not be playing with them. Well, I thank you, family, for joining me. And remember, every morning we're going to do our morning message. As I'm getting back and getting stronger, and and I'm just looking at what's going on and how Black YouTube is not addressing the serious issues that we're facing. They talking about some bullshit when we got some serious stuff that needs to be discussed, and we on some dumb bullshit. But we gonna get it right. You kill the nigga in you, I'm gonna kill the nigga in me, and our God will reign supreme. We are Black first. Today, tomorrow, and forever. Love you, family. Peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom.